is with Dr. Karen Yeary, and she is a professor of public health at UAMS.
From high school to college, I struggled with poor body image and disordered eating. I was obsessed with being thin and with what I ate. I remember when I was in high school one day, eating too much ice cream, so I went to the bathroom, knelt down by the toilet, and tried so hard to throw up, but I was unable to. I felt so defeated and hopeless. I thought those demons would be in college, but it was in college that I was set free. There I joined a small group Bible study for women. And even though the topic wasn't about body image or dieting, we all discovered that we struggled with the same thing. We all wanted to be thinner. We all focused too much on what we ate. We all did not feel beautiful enough. So we decided to pray together and for each other on a regular basis to try to set ourselves free from this mutual obsession. And after a month or so of this, I realized that my hunger cues had returned. From years of frequent dieting, I totally destroyed my hunger cues. But now they were back, and I was able to eat when I was hungry and stop when I was full. Consequently, I lost weight naturally, and I've been at a healthy weight ever since. But more importantly, it was just no longer an obsession anymore. I no longer obsessed about what I ate. I no longer obsessed about my weight. I was set free. This was my first experience with health entering the realm of the sacred. Tonight, I want to talk to you about the idea of bringing health into the realm of the sacred and about drawing strength from outside of yourself to improve health. The sacred is relevant to all of us. All of us consider something sacred. For some of us, a particular religion and its beliefs and practices is sacred. For some of us, family and friends, some time with them, sacred. For some of us, kindness, respect, and the beauty of every living thing is sacred. So whether you're aware of it or not, there are things that are sacred to you. We each have the realm of the sacred within us. The sacred is very prevalent in the United States. The United States is one of the most religious nations in the world, with 92% of Americans believing in God. That's 9 out of 10 people. Within the United States, women are more religious than men, and those living in rural areas are more religious than those living in urban areas. The most religious region of the United States is right here, the rural South. And I'm talking about just one conceptualization of the sacred. If we were able to quantify and measure multiple conceptualizations of the sacred, we would see that the sacred is intertwined in everyone's day-to-day lives. The sacred has power. What we consider sacred influences our perceptions, our beliefs, our attitudes, our feelings, our actions, our behaviors. When I was growing up, my parents owned a small grocery store in upstate New York. And right before I graduated from college, they said to me that God had called them into full-time ministry. So they sold everything that they had and moved from upstate New York to Mountain Home, Idaho. What was sacred to them, the call, changed their lives dramatically. For my 3-year-old daughter, candy, particularly lollipops, are very sacred to her. She asks me for a lollipop almost every day. She asked me to draw lollipops every chance she can get, as evidenced by here. I tell I'm a very excellent artist. That's why I'm not in art. We recently received a candy catalog in the mail, and she was carrying around this catalog like it was her sacred text. She perused through it frequently, studied the images, and the catalog had to affect her. So the sacred has power. I'm a professor of public health, and part of what I do is I create health interventions or programs designed to encourage people to eat healthier, be more physically active, have a healthy weight, and get regularly screened for cancer. The state of the science of my field is such that we know how to get people to change for a short time period, but not so much long term. So for example, we can get someone to lose weight in the program, but once the program's over, they'll gain the weight right back. Much of the focus in my field has been on motivating the individual, empowering the individual to make lifelong changes. It could be that for real transformation to happen, we need to look outside of ourselves. There is evidence that the sacred affects health. Those who attend religious services frequently live longer. Those who believe that God is punishing them, or has abandoned them, or does not love them, have a shorter lifespan. Those who are more religious are also less likely to get depressed and have faster recovery from depression. The more religious are also less likely to smoke, drink, and engage in high-risk sexual behavior. So there's evidence that the sacred affects health. Currently, I'm working with religious leaders in churches in Arkansas in launching a health program designed to encourage people to be healthier, be more physically active, and have a healthy weight. Our program is called The Word, and the core idea of the Word is that in and of ourselves, we don't have the power to make healthy changes that will last for a lifetime. That you need to draw strength from outside of yourself, in this case, your faith, to make those healthy changes long term. And in this program's case, the strength comes from the Word, who is Christ. There's many social prescriptions in religious institutions against smoking, drinking, and high-risk sexual behavior, but not so much for healthy eating and physical activity. So part of what we're trying to see is whether including these aspects of health in the realm of the sacred will make a long-term impact in these faith communities. So my call to you is this. Consider bringing health into your realm of the sacred. And by health, I mean positive health behaviors. Winston Churchill once said that he believed it was his sacred right to smoke cigars before meals, after meals, during meals, and every interval in between. So by health, I mean healthy behaviors. So if your sacred is particular religion and its beliefs and practices, consider drawing strength from your faith to make healthy changes. If your sacred is family and friends and time with them, consider drawing support from your family and friends to be healthier. Or consider how being healthier can maximize your sacred time with them. If your sacred is kindness, consider being kinder to yourself by being healthier. Or consider receiving the kindnesses of others to be healthier. Whatever your sacred is, consider bringing health into that realm. Consider drawing strength outside of yourself to be healthy, healthier. And you may be surprised to find, as I was, be open to the unseen. And you may be surprised, as I was, to find the unseen affect very real, tangible things. Thank you.